Here we go with week 9 of On Top the Cage. Hello.
What's up?
Now then, we're back here. Set change. Christmas is up. You know, I'm an early up, early down person for Christmas. I don't think you get the full effect. There's a lot going on in here, but a lot of it's hidden by Dan and I being in the picture.
Sounds like a fat joke.
The Christmas tree's up. I don't know if I lean back. You can see it. We got a few things going on here. Just past trick or treat. How was your trick or treat though?
It was good. Made some awesome soup. We had a ton of kids this year. Did you have a ton?
Oh God,
we
yes.
had a ton.
We had 200 full size candy bars, and I think we were done by 10 till 8. Trick or treat here is 6 to 8 in our little city. Usually, our 3 dogs, you know, they love people or barking at people, and usually I set a tent up outside with like a little fire and things like that at the bottom of the driveway because the dogs can't get there. But this year we didn't do it. I mean, there was a threat of rain and things like that. We didn't do it. We have this traditional front door thing, and it's covered, and we just decided to do it there. And Gavin mainly did it. He didn't want us out there. He was enjoying passing out the candy and things like that. But there was an incident. I was inside for most of the time calming the dogs. The dogs were going absolutely apeshit the whole night. I mean, I told you, people, they bark at everybody. Then they're like, there's a little human, he's got a gun. You know, there's a little human, he's got an axe. You know, I get that's probably what they were thinking.
Satan.
Right, yeah, they're like, holy shit, we're under siege, you know. They were completely freaking out. But what happens is Gavin, when he ran out of candy in the bowl, he would hit the doorbell. And then Katie or I would go and refill the bowl. But it was getting pretty late, probably 7:30 or so. Bad timing for the little girl who was there. But doorbell rings, I bring the extra candy out. She's there, and she's looking at the candy. You know, we have good-ass candy. I mean, Kit Kats, M&Ms, and she goes...
Full size?
Full size.
Oh. A mixed bag.
Yeah, full size. And there's quite a few options here. And she says to Gavin, or I guess both of us since I was staying there, do you have anything else? I already have 2 of all those.
So she had been to your house that many times?
No, she had 2 of those candy bars apparently already in her big bucket that she had. And I size her up. I look at her just like this. Make sure she's old enough. She's 10 years old, and I say, there's a house right across the street with a light on. You should go see what they have. She looks at me, puts her hand in the bucket, takes probably a P&M's, and leaves. But still, are you kidding me with that?
You should have ran in and got her some floss.
I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But
Couple
anyway.
pennies.
It was a good trick-or-treat.
Hey, you know, if these kids come up now and they just stick their bag up, like, you know, they should just get candy because they walked up to my house. No, I stand there like a dumbass until they say trick or treat.
That's right. Katie was out there for a while, and she was Maynard's class was in session when Katie was out there.
I'm entitled to this candy.
Right.
Yeah, no, screw that. Not in my house, baby.
But yeah, it was the weather wasn't horrible, and the rain held out and things like that. So we both had a good trick or treat. Sunday, you were at the Browns game, right?
Oh yeah, good time.
Who'd you go with?
Dave from work. My son went, and then we met some other people up there. We got up, driving up. It was raining like hell, so we got to the parking spot. Had our shit set up at like 9:40, and
that's good.
Set up the tent, and as soon as we set up the tent, the gray sky kind of started turning blue, and man, it was freaking gorgeous. Had I not brought the tent and set it up, it probably would have rained the whole damn time.
Yeah, this week's been pretty good for it. It's chilly out here, but the yellow ball's been out the whole week.
Wore my shorts the entire time at the game, and 70-some thousand in Brown Stadium?
Right.
Me and one other guy, that's it.
That's awesome.
He saw me. He was leaning against the wall, walking in, and he goes, "Hey, some other crazy motherfucker with shorts on." And I'm going, "Hell yeah!"
I saw videos of people entering the Muni lot at 5 a.m. for the game. Pitch black, obviously, at 5 a.m. But yeah, it's a crazy scene, and I guess our children are getting of the age, some of them at least, where you can kind of drink with them. You got to have some beers with Tyler, I suppose.
Oh yeah, he had a couple.
Well, that's good.
Shit, he had a couple in the game. I went and bought beer. Yeah, sitting in the seat. Down.
Now, last week I told you that my friend Ronnie sent a dangerous text from home saying, "Hey, what size shirts do you guys wear?" It is a season, I guess, here. I guess he knows I'm early up, early down. A substantial box arrived with presents in it.
A swag box.
It is, yes. I opened it, but I didn't look to see what's in it because things are rolled up, and some of them have Dan's name on it. Mine, there's a lot. This is going to take a hot minute. I think the logo stayed up, Dan. That one doesn't have your name on it, but hold on a second here. I don't know if that one means it's for me or not. I thought there was. I thought maybe that does have your name on it. I don't know. There's lots of shit in here. We got to start unraveling stuff here. What to determine whose is whose. Holy crap. That one says your name on it specifically.
All right.
All right. Oh, for love of God. Those are yours.
Oh, sweet!
DJs, this I think is his, and a Bears, and a couple of DJs. I think DJs is the liquor store and gaming parlor that my buddy owns. Camo, Bears. Very nice stuff. I love it.
DJ's Party Supply.
There's more in
Wine,
here.
Beer Spirit Store.
What the hell's this? Holy
Nice.
shit. Look at this. You got a Cleveland Browns.
Holy
candy,
hell!
And I got a Bears one. Wow, Christmas is early.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. This
Nice.
is super awesome. We don't have enough room on the table for all this stuff. We got to unveil
We
the
gotta move some
T-shirts.
of this Christmas shit.
I got to go to a game, though, to sneak this thing in, I guess.
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to go back to a Browns game.
There you go. Super awesome. Well, pick a couple of T-shirts. I'm going to grab one here. Wait, this one says Ken. That's good. And these are like grab bags, I think.
Well, look at the size.
Well, hell, we're not that far apart.
You're slimmer than me, baby. Oh!
What you got?
Love it. Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. He's
Fantastic.
1,000% wearing
Oh
it.
my
I
God.
have no idea what mine says. Oh, mine's a Larry Bird goat T-shirt.
Let's go,
Very cool.
Brandon.
Super cool. Hey, Oliver's out here. He's making an appearance. Hi, buddy.
Oh
Getting
my
excited.
God, classic.
Oh my God.
This is
He loves it.
classic.
Well, these are enormous. Very nice.
Holy shit, I'm putting this on now.
Really?
Yeah.
We can see Dan bare-chested. I think I need to do the beer review for this shit.
I'm putting it on over this so you can see it during the podcast.
Very nice. We got 2 more to go. I don't know who's, but it doesn't matter. He did say that he thinks he has a lot in common with you, so maybe he is spot on. While Dan's doing that,
Oh my God. Fits perfect over.
it does. It's awesome. It's awesome. Look at this flag on the sleeve. That's nice. That's a nice touch. Is there one on the other side too? Probably just to the left. Or
No.
there, perfect. We got more here. We got more. We got to get through this. Logo stayed up. My bad.
My collar's missing.
Dan likes
There
his
we
shirt.
go.
Dan likes his shirt.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh,
You know the story behind this, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
A NASCAR race, right?
Yeah.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Let's go,
baby.
Brandon.
You
Right.
know it.
I do know the story. This is a DJ's, a Party Supply, wine, beer, spirit store. This is one of Ronnie's
Nice.
businesses. Is that a DJ stuff?
Yeah.
Very nice. I'll take the gray. I love gray. These are great.
Sweet.
These are fantastic. Thank you so much. We tremendously appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That is
Thank
quite
you, Ronnie.
a gift bag right there. Obviously,
Swag
Dan,
bag.
Dan does like his T-shirt, so.
Yes, sir.
Katie and I are going to Columbus on Friday. We're going to the Dave Matthews Band show. Did I tell you that?
You want to borrow my shirt?
No. Not that I'm opposed to it, but no, I'm not wearing that in public ever.
Why?
That's not my bag to get too involved in the politics like that. All right, very good. We got to
How's
talk.
this political? Brandon is a NASCAR driver and just got sucked into this.
Well, we all know what it means. It means
I'm
fuck Joe
rooting
Biden.
for him.
My son Connor might want to. He's like, you got a youth or not youth. You got a medium or large in that one. These things are enormous too. It fits right over your stuff. So, anyway, good shape here. All right, thank
Awesome,
you. Thank you
thank
once
you.
again. We got to talk about all the douchebag. I mean, I like talking about other stuff, like and we have in the intro here. But we got. Well, let's do records from last. Well, let's do the beer
let's
review.
let's do that because before we talk about all the nonsense,
Right.
I
Let's
need
do
a
that.
drink.
It's come from Arche, and I
We're
didn't.
already on the Christmas beers.
We are on the Christmas beers. It's Chris. I like the can presentation. Very traditional. It's got a wreath on it. It doesn't say anything besides Christmas ale. It says 6.5%. I guarantee it's amazing.
You guarantee it?
I love their beers. I always love their beers.
It's okay.
It's okay, yeah. It's okay.
Not amazing.
No, I thought there was going to be more. I thought it was going to be spicier to me.
Yeah, it kind of has a coffee or chocolate taste to it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I didn't read what was in it.
And I don't think it says anything. It's very plain. We did. I didn't think they were going to have this Christmas offering, and I was excited when I saw it on the shelves. We did their candy cane milk stout last year.
That was a good one.
The peppermint came through that one very good. But this apparently is a Christmas sale. I did not see it on the shelves last year. And Dan and I talked about, we're going to run out of beers because they make the same beers, and I think we're going to start making drinks at some point in time.
Yeah, we can do some drinks.
Bourbons and cherries and whatever else.
Christmas mule.
Yeah, that too. We'll do some. We'll have the whole liquor show up here on the table. All right. Last week was not a shining moment for Dan or I. Dan went 4-11. He's 54-67-1 on the year. He did not win his elephant pick. It was with Atlanta. I did even worse, shockingly worse. I went 3-12. I am now 62-59-1. Hopefully people passed on our betting advice last week. We'll make it up to you this week. I lost as well with the Los Angeles Chargers in my elephant pick. They ended up losing that game against New England. In any event, we'll do better. Like I said, I like talking a lot about this other stuff in the intro, but there's a lot of douchebaggery that's happened in the National Football League. You want to talk about? You want to do Beckham? You want to do Rodgers? You want to do Ruggs? Who you want to do first?
Let's do Beckham first.
Let's do Beckham.
You know, it's kind of weak that your dad sends out a video.
Yeah, dude.
All your. Come on.
Yeah,
How do we not know? Are you running the right route? Number one, are you freelancing? But,
regardless of the fact, I mean, your dad does not need to get involved.
Agreed.
For one
LeBron
thing,
doesn't need to get involved.
No, he does not need to get involved either. I mean,
it's just it doesn't help your case.
Did you watch the video?
I did watch the video.
What did you think of it? I did not.
Well, I mean, the video, the way it was presented on my phone, I kind of had to tilt my head, and I couldn't see the entire field. Like when I was actually at the game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, our seats, we were in the upper deck, front row. So nobody in front of, it was picture perfect. We were between the 30 and 40-yard line. Awesome. Could see the whole friggin' field. I'd like to see a video of all the people Baker missed wide open. Because there were two that stick out in my head. Rashard Higgins was standing there wide ass open in the middle of the field. There wasn't a Steeler around him. Baker didn't throw him the ball.
Well, what are they going to do?
In the fourth quarter, he's forcing the ball to Austin Hooper, David Njoku, standing there wide ass open. How do you not miss that dude?
Right.
He's like fucking, 6'6"?
Right.
Huge dude.
I'll make your appearance on the show. Well, who they gonna blame when Baker continues to suck if Odell's off the team?
Stop making excuses for him. I'm not. Hey, they're all a bunch of candy asses. Screw them all. They all need to play better.
Odell came to practice today.
He didn't even show up in the building. I listened to the press conference. He wasn't there.
I heard he expected to practice and he was told to go home.
He didn't even make it to the building.
I also saw a statement that Stefanski said consider Odell not part of the team currently.
Who'd you hear that from? ESPN? Because it's misreported.
That's not Twitter on one of the
I listened to Stefanski's press conference today.
Yeah.
Odell didn't even make it to the building, which there should have been repercussions for that stupid video. There should have been. What the hell?
Yeah,
You're going to let him run the team? No.
Right.
You're under contract, Dick.
Nah. Speaking of dicks, Henry Ruggs.
Holy shit.
Talk about pissing away your future but it's not about him. He killed a 23-year-old lady and her dog. The circumstances are ridiculous. 156 miles an hour, two times over the legal limit. No, I don't. Well, yes, I did hear it was kind of like in a fairly well.
Okay, on the Vegas Strip?
It wasn't on the Strip. I heard it's a few miles off the Strip. But regardless, 156. I don't know, dude. I do some of that stuff for a living. I don't know how they got that black box information so quick out of the vehicle in regards to the speed. 156, and then when the airbags deployed, 127 is what the prosecutor in Vegas said. He's going to prison. So obviously he was released. He's pissed away his future. He's wrecked lives. We got one more on the
He's a
douchebag list.
jackass. I mean, that there's no excuse for that. Yeah.
On the naughty or nice list, this will be Aaron Rodgers comes up next on the douchebaggery list. He came down with COVID, but it's not that. I mean, it's his willful deception in regards to what's going on here. On August 26th, he was asked by the beat reporters in Green Bay if he was vaccinated. And he said, yeah, I've been immunized, is what he said. He obviously willingly deceived people. I have a problem with this. I have a problem with the lack of forthcoming of not only him, the National Football League as well, because they were well aware of this. He petitioned the National, obviously Aaron Rodgers is a weird dude, right?
He's a weird dude.
Petitions the National Football League for some alternative type vaccination that he wanted to supposedly do to count. And it was run through CDC or whoever, whatever medical agencies is. He got shot down and said, no, that doesn't count. You're not vaccinated. But meanwhile, so the National Football League has
rules
and knowledge of this. And some of the rules are
you have to have a mask on the sideline.
During the game, press conferences, afterwards, mask. I mean, look, people can go both ways and they can have their opinion in regards to the vax or not. But you can't compromise other people. That's bullshit that he's there with all those reporters standing 4 feet away from him.
Yeah.
5 feet away from him, and he's not wearing a mask. I mean, I have a huge problem. Nobody likes being lied to. I feel like I was lied to by the National Football League. Why are they not? I mean, they see this. I mean,
right,
they have full knowledge that he's not vaccinated because he petitioned the National Football League for some.
It's the team's responsibility.
Dude, what's going to happen? I mean, it's got to be a huge fine.
They're going to fine him.
I bet Rodgers gets suspended 2 games.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm fine with it.
Jordan Love set to make his first start. That's
unless he's in close contact COVID protocol.
Right.
We'll see. I heard on my way over here, Blake Bortles was supposed to be on an airplane to Green Bay.
He's playing golf. Said he just got done with a double bogey. Got the call. He's on the Packers. He's the backup. Jordan Love will make that start. I think we're on to football. All right, Thursday night football. It is not as good a game as we got last week Thursday, but the New York Jets are 2-5. They traveled to Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 3-5. The Colts are a 10.5-point favorite. The over/under on this game is 46.5. The Jets, they come up a absolutely shocking win.
Huge.
Against what appeared to be a pretty damn good Bengals team.
Yeah.
Mike White.
Hey, whatever. You got his shit done. I don't know Mike White. I don't know where he went to school. I don't know.
Western Kentucky. I looked him up last week. Dude, what
the hell?
What if he's not a fluke? What if he's real?
Hey, good for that kid.
What if he's
Holy
real?
Shit.
What if he's real?
His shit should be in the Hall of Fame.
He
scored a touchdown, his gear.
It is because I saw a Vegas ticket too where somebody bet $1,000 that he would lead the National Football League in passing for that week, and he did. He passed like 400 some yards.
Paid 405.
Yeah, it paid out I think $125,000 on the $1,000 bet, so it's 125 to 1. I feel like it should be even more, but there is only 32 of those guys playing, or well, there wasn't 32 last week, 30 I think. I think there was 2 teams on bye. Anyway, the Colts, they come off a loss at home to Tennessee in overtime. Very good game.
Wentz is starting to look like Wentz.
Oh my God!
What was that? Whoa! Sorry, I hit the mistletoe. Left-handed. Big 6.
I'll give him a kiss. It's not gonna be me, Oliver. Oliver's on set. I tell you what. I mean, Indianapolis now they're playing for a wild card now because they lost both the games against Tennessee in division, and they had their chances. Did you see the Wentz interception?
That's what I was talking about with the left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I mean, that's just a play you can't make. He's been in the league long enough not to make that play.
Was he in the end zone when he threw that?
Yeah. I mean, the guy caught.
I mean, he had to get rid of.
He
the
threw
ball.
it left-handed.
But he's trying to get rid of the ball, so he didn't give up the 2, but instead he gave up 6.
Yeah, I tell you what.
But he still Wentz.
He is.
He Wentzed himself.
They still have a good defense there. 10.5 with the Jets. I mean, what is this Mike White's performance? Let me ask you this. What does this say about Zach Wilson? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to judge Zach Wilson. Yeah, he's played, 6 games in the National Football League?
I'm not.
5 games.
First round pick? I don't think so.
No.
But, you know.
I mean, but the fact that Mike White moved that team up and down the field against what had become a pretty good Cincinnati defense, or was playing at a high-level defense.
Yeah, now I'm pissed that Cincinnati's now pissed because they lost to the Jets, and we got to play them now.
You giving 10.5 with Indy?
I'm going to take the Jets on this one.
So
I don't think Indy scores 10.5. No, Indy doesn't beat them by 10.5.
I think Mike White might be real. I like the momentum. I can't believe I'm doing this. We're probably going to be kicking ourselves. I hate losing Thursday night games.
What the hell? I only won 4. I don't think we've won a Thursday night game, have we?
We lost the previous Thursday night, the Green Bay Arizona game, which Green Bay played just really, really well out in Arizona, and we'll talk about the Arizona Cardinal football team in a bit. But Indianapolis minus 10.5. Dan are both taking the points at the favorite airplanes. Holy shit. All right, Sunday 1 o'clock slate. The first game we're going to talk about is the Atlanta Falcons traveling in division to play the New Orleans Saints. Atlanta's 3-4. New Orleans is 5-2. The Saints are 6-point favorites in this game. The over/under is 42.5. Generally, we talk about the away team first, which is the Atlanta Falcons. What the hell's the deal with Calvin Ridley stepping away from football?
Nick Saban beat the hell out of these kids, so they make poor decisions in their life. I don't know.
He's referencing Ruggs.
And Ridley.
Atlanta comes off a home loss to Carolina, where I thought they were going to win that game. I think they were your elephant pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they didn't play well, and Kyle Pitts didn't get involved terribly much, things like that. I mean, they have playmakers on that team. They can score. Their defense isn't exactly great. New Orleans, they come off a tremendous win against Tampa Bay. I don't know. They're like Tom Brady's kryptonite.
New Orleans?
Yes. I mean, they beat Tampa regularly since Brady's been there. I think they've won 3 out of...
That's fine. It's like the new Miami then.
Well, I don't know. I mean, but meanwhile, the news out in New Orleans, Jameis is out for the season.
He's out.
So you're looking at... Trevor Siemian played well in relief, but you're probably looking at the Swiss Army knife guy, Taysom Hill, is who you're
played how many games last year? At least 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they might do something at the trade deadline. I don't know.
You got Ian Book too.
Yeah, is he healthy? I think he's healthy. Yeah, well, he hasn't played. Why would he not be healthy? I mean, their defense really, really shined. I mean, you're talking about really a third-string quarterback in here, and Trevor Siemian playing.
Yeah, but shit, if that defensive line plays like they played, look out.
New Orleans minus 6, Dan.
Oh.
I like the Falcons to bounce back and stay under the number. I like it to be a competitive game. I like them under the number of 6.
I'm taking the Falcons too.
Wow, Dan and I both taking points the first 2 games on the board. Denver, Dallas. Denver, they're 4-4. They travel Dallas. Dallas is 6-1. Dallas is a 9.5-point favorite in this game. The over/under is 49.5. Away team Denver, 4-4 on the year now. They win against the Washington football team. I personally played that game. I watched a good chunk of it. In the 4 o'clock game, it was rather painful to watch.
Denver's checked out.
Denver's defense, I think they're 4-4. They continue. Their defense continues to play pretty well.
They just lost one of the best player on their team.
Von Miller. They did. Dan references the trade deadline. That was probably the only significant move. I mean, it kind of came and went. The trade deadline did. Without much activity.
Who wasn't shocked by that trade? I mean, did anybody have that on their radar?
No, I didn't see it. I mean,
to the Rams?
They ate the salary, but they basically bought draft picks. They bought a 2nd and 3rd round draft pick for $9 million is what they did.
Exactly.
And I saw the haul with the draft picks, and I'm like, shit. I mean, the Bears are retooling on defense, and they're going to try to fit their gap with their age gap on defense with the offense with Fields. I mean, hell, I would have considered a 2, maybe a 2 and a 3 for Mac. I thought they got a pretty good haul in Denver. I mean, they got to eat the salary in regards to that, but they won against the Washington football team. The offense continues to sputter with Bridgewater playing back there. He continues to make crucial mistakes.
I'm on Dallas on this.
Dallas,
they checked out. The defense, they're going to be like, what the?
Let's talk about Dallas. So they played on Monday night.
Lights out. They look good.
The defense, they won in Minnesota, and I mean, they won with their backup quarterback Cooper Rush, and
He looked pretty good.
He
He hit
did.
some yards too.
he did.
From
yeah,
what?
he played
Central Michigan. That's who we were watching
really.
before. Yeah.
I mean, he played pretty well. His playmakers will make you
Oh
look
my God,
look
yeah.
good, better
Dude,
than you
I'll tell
are.
you,
They
how
got
about
great
that frickin'
playmakers.
linebacker.
Who for Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, Micah Parsons,
Holy shit.
great
that
player
dude.
out of Penn State.
Unbelievable.
Great player. They're minus 9.5. I'm giving the points in this game as well. I want to make a statement here. Right now, at the halfway pole of the NFL season, I think the best football team in the National Football League is the Dallas Cowboys. It's their defense. I mean, they have wild amounts of offense.
It pains me to
Minnesota
say
could
this,
not
but
move the ball in the second half against Minnesota. I stomped for Dan Quinn being part of Coach of the Year award, type of thing. He's completely redone that thing. Micah Parsons has energized it. Tavon Diggs on the back end of it has energized things. I mean, they're getting to the passer. I mean, there's not a lot not to like about this football team.
other than they're Dallas.
America's team.
Yeah, no.
America's right on your shoulder. America's
Screw
team.
that. No.
On your
Let's
sleeve.
not- no.
We're both on Dallas minus 9.5.
Yes.
This is going to bode well for this. For us, Dan and I are in agreement on the first three games. Next game on the board, kind of a tricky game if you ask me. The New England Patriots travel to Carolina. The Patriots are 4-4. Carolina has the same record of 4-4. The line has been placed at the Patriots -4 in this game. Patriots, they come off a win against the Los Angeles Chargers, an impressive win against the Los Angeles Chargers out in LA, across the country.
But the Chargers, I think, have taken a dump the last couple weeks.
I don't know what's going on, Herbert. Yeah, they haven't played well. I mean, are you going to give the credit to the New England defense, or what? Are you going to be like, what the hell's going on with Herbert? And they came off a
What the
bye
hell's
against New
going on
England
with Herbert?
because they had 2 weeks to sit on that because of that
Yeah.
bad performance in Baltimore. Remember, where Baltimore just shut them down and made them look silly to an extent. It happened again last week. I mean, New England made them look silly. There was quite a few turnovers that they caused or got in that game, and you can't turn the football over repeatedly against decent
I'm
teams.
seeing a pattern. Whoever plays Cleveland, their next game, they get their ass kicked. Right? Arizona, the Chargers.
Right?
Who's next? The Steelers are playing the Bears.
Oh, shit. Good. That bodes well for me, Dan says. It bodes well for me.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Carolina
The
comes
Chiefs,
off a win
we come in and wreck your fucking mojo.
in Atlanta.
We suck, but we wreck your mojo too.
I'll take it. I'll take it if it helps the Bears, I suppose. Carolina comes off their win against Atlanta. The defense played better. Is Darnold out? I don't know. He got hurt, I think, in that game, or maybe got pulled again. He didn't get pulled. I don't know what happened. I feel like there's an issue with Darnold, maybe health-wise. They did activate Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if he's going to play or not with Carolina. I mean,
Well, you have to activate him after so many weeks. I think
off the
you
IR,
get
the
3
mini
weeks,
IR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's there. He hurt. I mean, the Wednesday said he practiced in a limited basis today. I don't know if he's playing or not. I mean, it means something to Carolina. I guess they're not. Neither of these teams are really out at 4-4 of the playoff chase. It's a big enough number for me. It's over a field goal to not go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers getting the 4 points in this game.
I'm taking Carolina as well.
Holy shit, here we go. All right, Minnesota, they're 3-4. They travel to Baltimore. 5-2 Baltimore Ravens sitting atop of that AFC North. Baltimore's been installed as a 5.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 49.5. We talked about Minnesota already a little bit. They come off that home loss on Monday night against Dallas. Their offense looked pretty predictable. I mean,
Well, after the first drive, they're worthless.
they didn't move the ball at all against
No.
Dallas defense.
See, again, another team the Browns played, and then after that, they look like shit.
You better keep charting this. I don't know if I'm buying all this.
I'm going to have to chart it.
Speaking of buys, Baltimore comes off bye.
They're going to destroy Minnesota.
A lot of purple in this game.
Ugh, disgusting color.
Between Minnesota and Baltimore, a lot of purple in this game.
Yuck.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to take the Ratbirds right now. I'm just going to say it makes me vomit, but I got to take the Ratbirds in this. There's no freaking way Minnesota does shit. I would love to come in there and throttle them, but I don't see it.
I think it's a good game. I like the 5.5 with Minnesota. Even though I don't like their performance at home against Dallas, I like them to be able to run the ball against the Baltimore defense some, control this clock some. I like them under the number of the 5.5. Dan and I are in a disagreement for the first time. I'm on the Vikings. Dan's on the Ratbirds, as he calls them. All right, Battle of Ohio's up next. The Cleveland Browns. They are 4-4. They travel, 4 hours south by car to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 5-3 on the year. Cleveland, they come off that witness loss against Pittsburgh at home. Low-scoring game. What was it, 15-10 final, something like that?
Wait. I do want to talk about this. Did you watch any of it? Did you see when the Steelers line up to kick the field goal and went, dude?
I saw the replay of it. They're playing the exact same time the Bears. Yes, I saw it.
Who puts the dude in the wingback comes in? I'm sitting in the stands going, it's a fake. Who does that?
Yeah, there's usually no movement on
and then they freaking
on an extra point.
The kicker
on a field goal.
held the ball as some dude's bearing down on him and got killed.
Yeah.
I mean, he got crushed. Out with a concussion. It didn't even see him on the sideline the second half. And I'm like, that was the dumbest freaking play design ever. And I was with Steelers fans, and they're going, yeah, that's stupid as hell.
As it turns
Stupid as hell.
what won the game was the fact that he got the kicker ends up with a concussion because he tries to throw a pass and he bangs his head after he gets pushed down, tackled, if you will. So he's out. They don't really have a viable kicking option. So they go for it on 4th down and got a huge 4th down.
Yeah.
Was it Frymuth? I think the tight end made a great catch in the back of the end zone.
Which, okay, now we're talking.
Dan's
Another
still
immaculate deception because every replay you see, you can't see his feet where they're on the sideline. He's doing this with the ball.
I saw that replay
and then there's
times.
a freaking, some scroll at the bottom. You can't see his feet. Bullshit.
I talked to Mike Perez.
Immaculate deception.
No, bullshit.
Again.
You're crying at this point, I think. The line Cincinnati -2.5. We talked about Cincinnati come off that horrific loss against the Jets. I don't know what happened. Apparently, Cincinnati doesn't deal with success well because I don't know how they lost that game. They were down 7-0. They were up 17-7. The Mike White kid just kept on making plays for the Jets. The Jets found a way to win that game at the end. I still think they're a pretty good football team. Cincinnati's -2.5. Your team.
Browns.
I'm taking the
Galvanize the team. Browns. I'm making Cincinnati chili. We're in Cincinnati. We're beating the shit out of them.
I like it. I like
Cleveland.
Oh, man. This is going to be a raucous crowd in Cincinnati. I like Dan's galvanization argument. I do. I'm going with the Bengals. I think right now, I don't think come week 17 when it's time for the playoffs that necessarily Cincinnati's going to be a better football team than Cleveland Browns, but I think they are right now. I'm going to go, the line's short enough. It's under a field goal. I'm going with the Bengals -2.5. All right, now we got 2 in a row. We're in disagreement after 4 in a row where we're in agreement. Next game on the board, not a good game. The Buffalo Bills. They travel down to Jacksonville, catch a little bit of warm weather. I'm sure they're appreciative of that. They take their 5-2 record down to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 1-6. The line on this game is Buffalo on the road, -14.5. The over-under is 49. Buffalo comes over a somewhat uninspiring win against the Miami Dolphins where the game was 3-3, like going into the fourth quarter, basically. And then they kind of got control of the game. But, I mean, Miami has the potential to play a good defensive game, and I guess they did that game. I didn't see a lot of it, but, I mean, the Bills' offense is a high-powered offense and has lots of different options, and it's pretty creative under Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator. They seem like they're playing like half a games right now. Like they don't play that well at the beginning or whatever it is, and then they turn it on. Jacksonville comes off a disastrous performance, and I was stomping for them to win the game out in Seattle last week. They got demolished by Seattle. I mean, they played sloppy. They were coming off by I watched part of the game because I played the game again as well. I think it says a lot about Urban Meyer coming off by and that team just not looking prepared to play at all to me. I think it's a statement against Urban Meyer. Buffalo's -14.5 down Jacksonville. Are they going to destroy him?
I think so.
So do I. I'm going to lay it all. I'm going to lay all 14.5 points to the Buffalo Bills in this game.
Who's the offensive coordinator down at Jacksonville?
Well, I don't know.
Is it Schottenheimer?
Probably another college coach.
No, I think it's Schottenheimer, who used to be at Seattle.
Really? Brian Schottenheimer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know this answer. All I know is Jacksonville looked like shit coming off bye. which is not what you're supposed to do when you come off bye. In any event, Dan and I are both on the Buffalo Bills minus a really big number of 14.5. Next game on the board.
Tom's favorite team.
There you go. He wanted to mention, I told Dan that Tom was whining that I had mentioned my wife like 4 times running in the last 4 weeks or so. I don't think I mentioned it this week. I guess you got the token mention now. But yeah, there's your mention, Tom. Houston 1-7. They traveled up.
I got a question, Tom. What in the hell is going on in Miami with your team? I picked your team to freaking win that division, and they suck. So do I, though. But what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, between probably. Let's talk about most disappointing teams in the National Football League right now. I think you
Kansas City, the Browns, Miami.
That's exactly right. I was going to certainly mention your Browns there, but certainly Miami. There were a lot of high hopes. The season's over. Houston's 1-7. They traveled down to Miami. Miami has the exact same record of 1-7. The Dolphins are a 6.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 46. Houston comes off being demolished by the Rams. They were down 38-0 at one point in time. We talked about how hugely disappointing Miami's been. They come off their loss in Buffalo where they were in the game for 3 quarters and it got away from them, certainly. I don't think Tua's played poorly in regards to whether or not he's the answer down there full time. I don't know. But this is kind of an intriguing game. Too bad Deshaun Watson didn't get traded to Miami and they put him in there.
Well,
How awesome would have that been? How awesome would have that been?
No, it's not awesome. Guy, I'm so put him on the damn list so he doesn't get paid. Screw Deshaun Watson. I feel bad for Tua because he's been living all season long with this trade bullshit coming into this year. He's the quarterback. Go play football. Miami, I'm taking him.
Miami minus.
Houston's fucking worthless.
Miami.
That's.
Miami minus 6.5. I'm going the other way. I'm taking Davis Mills.
We need to go like to the Premier League, and Houston, you get to go play JV teams.
I'm taking
relegate them to they. Come on.
Is the point right now with Houston? I don't know if Tyrod Taylor's healthy or not, but is it just like, hey, let's see if Davis Mills can really be the quarterback future, just play him the rest of the year, even if Tyrod's healthy? Because he played good at the beginning of the season when he got hurt in that Browns game, which was like week 2 or something.
I don't know Tyrod Taylor. I haven't heard anything about him.
I haven't either, and I don't know if it's just maybe he's healthy and they're like it doesn't really matter because you're not,
Didn't they just trade somebody else too? They traded a
Mark
defensive
Ingram.
end.
Oh, they traded.
Mark Ingram's gone back to New Orleans, but I thought a dude went to San Francisco too. Defensive end.
Maybe not a big name. There was not a whole lot of stuff that happened at the deadline in regards to splash trades or anything like that.
I mean, you know what? There's no quarterback coming out of college this year. Who would you take?
Oh my God, it looks awful. The quarterback draft class looks awful coming out between whatever. You're talking about Sam Howell. There's an intriguing kid from Nevada. I think his last name is Strong. There's an intriguing kid coming out of a very small school called Liberty. I think that's in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of in the Lamar Jackson mold, not quite like that, but he certainly is a
they're reaching if they're looking
running
for
quarterback. He
coming
might
out
be
of
able
Liberty.
to mold. Right. To Dan's point, the quarterback class is not great. Thank God the Bears got theirs last year. But all right, Miami's minus 6.5. I'm taking the points with Houston. These teams are both 1-7. Is someone really going to outscore somebody by 7 points? I don't think so.
Yeah, Houston blows.
So,
Tom, if your team wins, I'm never mentioning. Or if they don't win, I'm never mentioning your name again. They have to win by 7.
If they win by 7, Tom gets a token mention the rest of the weeks going forward. All right, that's a deal. He doesn't even know Tom that well. They cut a deal there. All right, next game on the board, the end of the 1 o'clock slate. The Las Vegas Raiders are dealing with distractions once again. Are 5-2. They travel all the way across the country to play the New York Giants. The Giants are 2-6. Vegas comes off bye. Henry Ruggs took full advantage of his bye, decided to kill somebody by getting super drunk and running into them at 156 miles an hour. They are 3-point favorites at the Giants. Giants come off their loss.
That
was Monday night game. Was it Sunday night game was the Dallas Minnesota game. Monday night was the Giants.
The Raiders are in Vegas. They know there's a lot of distractions there. They know their guys have to go do shit and screw around. And I have to think that organization, if you need a ride, if you need something, call this number.
Right. Do you think?
The dude was so drunk he didn't call that number and got into his vet and killed somebody.
Right. I mean,
seriously.
You got the world by the balls at this point in time.
Stupid.
You're a multimillionaire. Obviously, he's young. He's 22, 23-year-old kid.
Age has nothing to do with it. You're just stupid.
Yeah, it was a horrible decision that had enormous ramifications, unfortunately. Vegas is -3 in this game. The over-under is 47.5. You're going to go with more galvanization. We can fight our way through anything.
No, I'm going with the Giants. I like the Giants. I thought the Giants played good the other night. I'm going with the Giants on this one. Screw the Raiders.
I think the Giants played all right. I mean, Kansas City's still a little dysfunctional, if you ask me. By the way, Vegas, who are 5-2, stood atop of that AFC West. They're in sole possession in first place of the AFC West.
There's only so much a team can take.
I'm not sold on the Giants. They were in that game.
I'm not
Kansas
sold
City
on the
was
Giants
sloppy.
either, but they're hitting Vegas at the right time.
Vegas good enough. I think they win this game. The field goal or the line is short enough. It's only 3. I'm hoping for a push or better. I think Vegas wins this game. I'm on the Las Vegas Raiders in this game. The Sunday 4 o'clock slate starts with the Los Angeles Chargers traveling all the way across country to Philadelphia. Chargers are 4-3 on the year. Philadelphia is 3-5. The Chargers come off bye and then off that loss to New England. A very poor performance once again, where Justin Herbert just hasn't kind of looked like himself the last 2 games. Philadelphia, they absolutely destroyed Detroit. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened. You're going to go for checkout with Detroit, I'm sure.
We talked about. I said check out. They're done. Detroit's done.
I mean, they look good. Philadelphia look good on both sides of the ball. The Chargers are 1.5-point favorites here in Philadelphia. I certainly think they're a better team. Are they going to go across country? Are they going to look like they're going to look lousy? And is Philadelphia going to beat them? I mean, it's short enough line.
I'm going with Philly on this one.
I'm not. I'm going with the Chargers. I just think they're a better team. The line's so short.
They can smell their ass getting cooked over in Baltimore from Philly.
Maybe. That's a possibility. They're not far apart. I just think they're a better football team.
They are better, but they're not.
They got to put it together at some point in time. I like Brandon Staley, the young head coach. I like him to fix this thing. I like Herbert. I mean, Herbert's proved himself before. I like them to bounce back. I like the Chargers a lot in this game at -1.5. A game that was supposed to be really good and maybe not as good now because we talked about the douchebaggery of Aaron Rodgers. But
how much did I see the scribble marks? The line moved.
Green Bay. It should have been a tremendous game. Green Bay travels to Kansas City. Green Bay 7-1. Kansas City's 4-4. Originally, the line was the Kansas City Chiefs -1 in this game, which I don't think they really had a right to be favored in this game. Now it has ballooned to -8 because that's how good Aaron Rodgers is. The Green Bay Packers football team come off a very impressive shorthanded win out in Arizona in the desert. I know Aaron Rodgers is tremendous, especially at primetime and things like that. I mean, he's that team, and he did it without his weapons in Arizona. I mean, they're a good football team, but he's not on the field. I'm looking forward to see Jordan Love. Much ballyhooed, I guess, maybe a little bit strong, but I mean, there was a sensational pick because obviously it got into Aaron Rodgers' crawl, and I want to say it was 3 years ago, and the kid hasn't really taken a meaningful snap yet. We're going to see what this kid's got. I mean, this is the old school quarterback situation where you sit for a year or two and then you play football. I mean, you don't ever see that in today's National Football League. That's what used to happen, though.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens here. I'm looking forward to seeing if this kid's a player or not, or he falls on his face. Kansas City's -8 in this game. Kansas City, we talked about them already. They came off that win against the New York Giants. They still, turned the ball over. Mahomes kind of doing weird shit. It's not. Yeah. I mean, he used to do weird shit and it would work out. All of a sudden, it's not working out. And is that a tradition now? What the fuck?
It's empty.
It's empty. I feel like you had another sip. It landed kind of soft. In any event, Kansas City's -8 in this game. Dan, what do you think?
Like you said, Kansas City never covers. That's what scares me. -8. Jordan Love. I thought Green Bay's defense played really well.
They did. Not out of nowhere, but that was a pretty impressive performance on both sides of the ball out in the desert.
Kansas City, the Giants played Kansas City really well. Their defense. So if you took some notes,
I'll help you decide. I'm taking the Packers, and I never do it. I'm taking the Packers +8. I'm betting on Jordan Love to be competent at a minimum at
going
quarterback.
with the Packers too.
I think it's a big.
You cut me off.
It's a big number. Well, you were like screwing around. You couldn't
What do
figure
you mean
it out.
screwing around?
You couldn't figure it out while you wanted to.
I'm screwing around. You freaking talk too much. Packers.
So I'm the host.
You're the host.
You're the co-host.
Ugh.
Oh my God, my wife is peeped her out and said, "Oh my God." That never happens, by the way. I never act like that. In any event, you were taking too long. We're both on the Packers +8?
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
All right, very good. All right, next game on the board, the Arizona Cardinals travel in division, play San Francisco. We mentioned Arizona. Well, they're 7-1, sterling record. They play San Francisco 3-4. Arizona, we already mentioned, they come off that loss against Green Bay, where we both thought they were going to win with a shorthanded Packer team, and you know, they just kind of took it to them. The big question by the way, the line in this game is a pick, meaning, you know, you just take who you think is going to win in this game. The over-under is 46.5. We mentioned, already just talked about the Arizona-Green Bay game a lot. I mean, the big question for me is, with Arizona, is that Kyler Murray left the game in a walking boot, or left the field eventually in a walking boot. He played the entire game, but he was off the field. I mean, that team goes, he goes. By the way, not that it really matters if you ask me, but A.J. Green landed on the COVID list today. Big
shocking.
deal to me. Big deal to me if you
Land on the COVID list because he missed the signal at the line of scrimmage.
We
Turn around and look for the freaking
God.
ball.
Oh my God, forgot about that. Yeah, like what is going on? He looked like he was looking at the jumbotron. He's been in the league for how many years? How do you do that? How does that happen? And
he ran like he just wasn't even playing with the rest of the team.
Correct. I mean,
it was.
If you're running a route, you have to, at some point in time, look back towards where the ball might be coming from.
He had no
he didn't care.
He turned around to see what happened with the play, and it was like,
literally, he didn't give a fuck
to me. I know. That's what I'm like.
And he's a veteran player, veteran player.
Checks if he catches a ball.
I'll buy Dan's
got rid of him. Get the.
San Francisco, they come off their win against Chicago.
They look like shit.
Their offense played a little better. They got a big play that put them back in the game. Bullshit fucking bubble screen and went for like 84 yards.
I'm taking Arizona. I'm not sold on frickin' what's his name, the coach anymore. I honestly, I'm not.
Well, it's Kingsbury, and then you're talking about Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like San Francisco to win this football game. I'm on San Francisco in this game. You're on the Arizona Cardinals? Yeah. Well, we have a lot different in the back end of this thing. The next game up, which was...
Oh, the Rams. I'm going with the Rams. I'll tell you that right now.
It is Sunday Night Football, and it was slated to be a tremendous game. I hope it still is a great game.
You need anything?
No, I'm good. Tennessee 6-2, and firmly, I think they may be the one seed.
I new
Koozies.
DJ's Party Supply.
That's right.
Brand new. It'll take me a minute to get this beer in here.
No problem. Tennessee goes out to L.A. to play the Rams. That's a repeat of a Super Bowl, quite a few. Like one of the best Super Bowls of all time, where the game ended up on the 1 yard line. Remember that?
Yeah.
With the greatest show on turf and
Eddie
things
George.
like that. Yes. The pass, I think it was to Kevin Dyson, ends up just short the 1 yard line. Anyway, reminiscing here. The Rams are 7.5-point favorites in this game. I don't think it would be that big if it wasn't for the loss of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry looks like he's gone for the year. Obviously, I would refer to him as heart and soul. I mean, he's what makes the Tennessee offense go. And the fact that you got to stack the box against that team because he's such a behemoth. And then it opens things up for Tannehill and the receivers and things. He's not there. And what even shocked me more, really, Adrian fucking Peterson? 36-year-old Adrian Peterson?
Yeah.
I can imagine bringing Adrian Peterson in maybe for goal line because he always ran angry, and I'm sure he still does. And I heard he's in great shape. But, dude, an every down runner at 36? Yeah. I mean, your team is 6-2.
I mean, I'm not.
Your team's 6-2. You got to. If I'm not Vrabel's decision, front office decision, I would have poached a running back. I mean, I would have poached David Montgomery from the Bears or somebody like that.
They should have called the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns have a punter. Yeah,
depending on what you want to deal.
Is Chubb, Hunt? Or the sample size.
Dearness Johnson.
Sample size is super small on that kid. That's a risk.
Who?
Dearness Johnson.
What do you? You never throw something at him.
6. At best.
Now, then we keep him.
Really? Okay. The sample size is too small for me for that gamble. But meanwhile, the running backs are out there for purchasing.
There's no one that inflicts the fear of Derrick Henry, though. You couldn't find a replacement for that dude.
I agree. The Rams, they destroyed Houston last week. They're 7.5-point favorites. The over-under is 54.
Rams.
We've
talked about how suspect Tennessee's defense is, too.
We have.
I mean,
they're playing better.
They're playing better, but come on.
I'm going to go with Dan on this. I'm going to go with the Rams minus 7.5. The number's short enough to me, if you will. I don't know. Tennessee's a good football team. They seem to rise to the occasion. It makes me a little nervous. But Sunday Night Football, Dan and I both on the Rams minus 7.5. Monday Night Football, it is the Chicago Football Bears traveling to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's been installed as a 6.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is a very low 40. Chicago comes off a home loss against San Francisco. Fields is certainly progressing. Defense played horrible last week against San Francisco. They gave up more yards than they've given up in the last 8 years. They did not force a punt in the game, the Bear defense, which hasn't happened in forever. Fields made some great plays. He ran for 100 yards. His passing was pretty good. The protection was better, to help him out. Pittsburgh, we talked about them. They come off their win in Cleveland. I guess they're turning things around. The defense is pretty good. I mean, the offense isn't scary to me by any means. I mean, you tell me. I mean, what did the offense look like? Tell me what the offense. The defense is pretty good.
They look awful. I'm going with the Bears. Put somebody over there, help them block T.J. Watt. I'm going with the Bears because I'm going by what is in my head. After you play the Browns, you play like shit.
And they put up, 15 points against the Cleveland Browns. Not that the Browns don't have a good defense. They do. Theoretically, the Bears have a good defense. It didn't show last week. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I mean, it's 40 points. 6.5 is a big spread when you're talking about an over-under of 40.
Yeah. No, I'm taking
I like the Bears getting the points in this game as well. I'd be shocked if they come out of Pittsburgh with a win, but I certainly like them to get under this number. On bye this week is Detroit, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and the Washington football team. It is time for Elephant Picks. Dan, I have not been looking at the board at all, but what do you like?
Cleveland.
Really?
Yep.
That's the game you're the most confident about.
Cleveland. It's my team. I'm taking them. Screw them.
I like Brandon Staley. I like Herbert to bounce back. I think the line is super short in Philadelphia with the Los Angeles Chargers because of how poorly they played. That team can play football. We know they can. I think they rear their very good football team head this week. I think they end up blowing out Philadelphia. I love them as my elephant pick. All right, college football game. And the college football slate is not great. And Dan, I've talked about this. It doesn't have to be ranked teams to be great. And I purposely picked Tulsa playing at Cincinnati because I wanted to talk about the rankings because they came out.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I put it on the board. By the way, Cincinnati's a 23-point favorite in this game. And they got ranked by the committee at 6. What do you think about that?
I think it's BS.
You do?
Yeah.
The rankings went.
I think the whole ESPN committee, all this shit is run by ESPN. It's money. The shit's going to change when they expand it and there's other TV contracts involved. This is bullshit. It's all about who's going to get ESPN more money.
Well, I don't know about that. There's a lot of people. I don't agree with Dan saying it's bullshit. I think it's certainly debatable. The way it went down is Georgia unanimous 1, Alabama was ranked 2, Michigan State went 3, Oregon went 4, Ohio State 5, Cincinnati 6. But hold on, you're bitching about where do you think Cincinnati should be?
5.
Behind Oregon and ahead of Ohio State.
I don't think Oregon should be 4.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's eye test a lot for this committee, and I love eye test. I think eye test is tremendous. Well, first of all, I wish there was 8 teams instead of 4. I think it'd be a hell of a lot better.
How's Oklahoma not up there then?
That's my question. That was my argument as to why Cincinnati is 6 because Oklahoma's 8, and obviously they haven't passed the eye. They're undefeated.
Oklahoma should be there. Then Cincinnati.
But they shouldn't, Dan. They play in a power conference. They're undefeated, but they look like shit. Oklahoma.
They look like shit. It is to go to undefeated.
Yeah, I do.
They're undefeated. Put them at they're there.
Cincinnati has a couple of tests, I guess, coming up. They play conference. I forget what the conference is, but I know. I think
they went into Notre Dame and beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, they got
They lost to Georgia in the bowl game last year by 3 freaking points.
That was last year. Who gives a shit?
But I'm just saying.
The Notre Dame game is a quality win. They did go into Indiana. People thought the Indiana football team was going to be pretty good this year.
Indiana was ranked at the time.
That doesn't matter. They're ranked at the time.
But that's
look. I mean, I have no problems with.
That's how this is bullshit because they were a ranked team and Cincinnati went in there and kicked their ass. That's why they're not ranked anymore.
Okay.
Cincinnati beat them.
Okay. Cincinnati looks great. They play in a shitty conference. Oklahoma looks like crap. Plays in a Power 5 conference. Who wins between Oklahoma and Cincinnati?
I have to see the game. I think that would be a good game.
I think it'd be a great game too. So I don't have a problem with Cincinnati being.
I'd have to see the line.
Being listed. Dan's a better all of a sudden. I don't see any problem with Cincinnati being 6 if Oklahoma's 8. But I guess the argument for Cincinnati is
Oklahoma should be ahead of fucking Oregon.
The argument for Cincinnati, I think, is
Oregon blows.
I do. They happen to have a huge freaking win against Ohio State. In Ohio State, but they lost to Stanford. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with Oregon being where they're at either. I mean, the calling card. I mean, Cincinnati. Well, they have to look in front of them, but Alabama and Georgia are probably going to meet in the SEC championship game. If Georgia beats Bama again, Bama's out. They're out of the whole thing with 2 losses.
They have to play LSU this week and Auburn.
And the Ohio State Buckeyes on November 20th hosts
Michigan State and they don't have
an easy road either. Yes. I mean, Ohio State will earn their way into the tournament if they win out, for sure. So there's spots available. But not only does Cincinnati have to look in front of them, they have to look behind them at Oklahoma. Because Oklahoma's undefeated as well. And Oklahoma starts showing, and they start waxing people as opposed to winning at the buzzer. You know, it's a different story. We talked a lot about this. College football is great. I don't like the slate necessarily this week, but I'll
find a good game.
Yeah, we always try to find a good game. We'll find a good game. Wait, who are you on? You on Cincinnati minus 23? I'm on Cincinnati minus 23 because they know they got a show now. They need to blow people the F out, if you will.
I'll take them.
All right, we're both on the Bearcats minus 23. That's been the entire week of week 9 of On Top the Cage. Thank you very much for listening, watching. Ryan.